When I was 12, I joined my church, the little congregational church in West Warwick. And there were 4 of us. The day we joined, we received Bibles from the church. And when I went home for Sunday dinner, my father handed me pledge envelopes and said, now you've joined an organization, you can learn to support it. And that was kind of the beginning. My family was always involved in the hospital. They were involved in a lot of charitable work. My father did public service. He was in the town council when I was a little kid in Coventry. So we've always been a family that were kind of working outside of our lives. Well, my dad was on the board and treasurer of the hospital. My mother was a volunteer there. I think she was the first treasurer of the auxiliary. And I was young then. And over time, I knew of my family's involvement. We kind of became part of the conversation at dinner in the evening, because my mother might have been there as a volunteer, or my dad had a meeting that night. And so eventually I got involved. I was asked if I would get involved in the hospital and eventually on the board. So it all came over a number of years.
I would put Jim in certainly the top 5% of all board members I've ever worked with. He's the total package. He's been an incredible force, right? I think since 1986 he's been involved with Kent Hospital. He's been the chairman of the board. He's been the chair of the foundation the past 4 years. He's been personally extremely generous with his own time and experience and resources. He's chaired 2 major capital campaigns, most recently Imperishable, which raised $7 million for the ambulatory surgery building, which has been a huge success. What a legacy for him to have really chaired that campaign. And now that building is in place, and it's a jewel of Rhode Island when it comes to ambulatory surgeries.
I have been able to somehow be able to use the skills and talents that I have that kind of feed and support the passions and interests that I have. And I think when you have that match, it makes it a lot more fun and interesting to do these things. So at this point in my life where I'm not working, it's a really exciting time to be able to be involved in ways that you think you can add value and at the same time get some, continue to have a worthwhile purpose for being around every day. I'm not one for lying on the couch and eating potato chips and watching TV.